Today, it's the three simple things you need to know when you go through child custody mediation. It's all about mediation. And in California, at least, every single time you go into court to ask the court to make some kind of order, either initial custody or visitation orders or modification of custody and visitation orders, they're going to send you to some kind of court ordered mediation. It's called all different things in every county, but the same premise exists. And that's, are we going to be able to reach an agreement that the parties can live with instead of putting it in the judge's hand? And this is so crucial to judges that parents have say and have an opportunity to try and reach their own agreement, that it is required in California. That's right. Today, it's the simple things that you need to know before you head into court-ordered child custody mediation. Welcome to Gavels Down, Voices Up, where we flip the script on conventional legal discussions. I'm Rachel King, here to guide you through the murky waters of family law, estate conflicts, inheritance disputes, all of the dramas. We're not just talking about law, we're talking about how it affects your life, your rights, your future, and your money. From the courtroom to your living room, we bring you insights that matter. Dive into each episode ready to challenge, learn, and grow. Ready to change the dialogue? Let's begin. Gavels down, voices up. So whether you are in a high conflict co-parenting situation or you're trying to get standard custody orders simply because you have to go through a divorce, maybe you're getting along, but you want a little bit more guideline in case, no matter what the circumstance, if you are in California, you are going to go through a mandatory mediation process. There's other states that have similar kinds of things. And when you're doing it, it's different than all other kinds of mediation. Why? Well, attorneys aren't allowed, first of all. So even if you have the best attorney that exists, most fiercest advocate, they're not going to be sitting in the room with you, or they're not going to be allowed in the Zoom meeting. The idea behind court-ordered custody visitation mediation is that we take all of the outside influences away, and it's just you and other parent sitting down to try and come up with an agreement for where your child is going to be spending time. Simple, simple, simple form, right? Here's three things that you need to know as you go into mediation that hopefully will help you navigate this process less stressful, more carefree, hopefully not super carefree. You always want to take all court proceedings, even if it's mediation, seriously. So first, if you reach an agreement in mediation, that is fantastic. It is so great to reach an agreement that I don't want anybody that reaches an agreement to leave mediation and feel horrible about it. You start talking to mom, dad, sister, friends, maybe even your attorney, and they're all saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you reached that agreement." You know what? Screw them. It's your agreement. It's your kids. It's your family. And ultimately, you're the only person, along with other parents and your child, that has to go along with it. So if you're comfortable with the agreement, that is wonderful. And if you can reach an agreement, it's always better to reach an agreement instead of putting it in the judge's hand. I've never seen a situation where a judge makes a decision and both parties end up thinking, "Oh, that's great, I just won." All right. So if you can reach an agreement, do it. But if you can't reach an agreement, don't do it. It can be really overwhelming and you can feel an immense amount of pressure as you're in the mediation room, whether that's Zoom or in real life, and you're feeling like, "Oh gosh, I have to reach this agreement. I'm so afraid of going into court. I'm so afraid of the judge. The mediator hates me and is telling me that this is the best I can do." Whatever the case is, if you are uncomfortable with the agreement, don't reach it. And here's why. It's really hard to undo an agreement that you reached in mediation because all of the outside pressures are gone. You don't have your attorney in there saying, "Oh, but you could do better," or, "Oh, but you're giving up something that is, you're entitled to." You don't have your parents coming in weighing in on it, or your family and friends. You don't have any of that. So the way the court looks at it, I think, though I don't actually know, is, hey, when these two parents were just talking about their child on their own without these outside influences, they were able to come up with an agreement, and that's great. And as soon as they left this participation and they started allowing outside influences in, then they started not being able to reach an agreement. So we're going to go ahead and take the agreement that they reached. The takeaway from number one is reach the agreement if you're comfortable with it, but don't reach it if you're not comfortable with it. If you're not comfortable with it, walk away and go and see what the judge says. All right, number two, the mediator is a neutral party. But interestingly, the mediator gives some kind of recommendation to the judge. So even if you don't reach the agreement, the mediator is going to tell the judge, hey, this is what mom wants, this is what dad wants, this is what I recommend to the court. You'll get to see it, of course, but because you know that the mediator is going to make a recommendation, it's really important to present well, put your best foot forward. This means that you want to take the proceedings seriously, even though it's mediation. You want to be respectful. You never want to interrupt the mediator or the other party. Now, this is becoming less and less common the more mediators are keeping the parties apart, but still, no interrupting. If you feel like you're not getting an opportunity to speak, maybe the other side is just over talking and interrupting you, take a pause. Wait till there's a natural gap in the words, and then look at the mediator and say, hey, I feel like I'm really not getting an opportunity to say what I want to say in this case. Let the mediator take control of other party. You don't need to. You know that the other party knows how to tick you off, right? You have a baby together. Maybe you were married, or maybe you were just in a co-parenting relationship. In any event, you know how to piss off the other party, and they know how to piss off you. You can expect that as you walk into mediation, they're going to do things to get under your skin, and they might be successful. You might do the same thing and try and get under their skin. But the takeaway is that you go in knowing this is going to happen, and you don't let it. Don't let them get under your skin. For 1 hour, don't feel all of the feels. As soon as you walk out of that mediation room, go right ahead. Call your friends, call them every name in the book. It doesn't matter. But in mediation, you want to present as though all is well, that you are the calm, cool, collected person. You also want to be careful of your word choice. Our child, not my child. And this is weird because when you're talking about your kids just in everyday life, you do refer to them as my child, not in mediation and not in court. You want to talk about our child, right? Your word choice really matters. So the takeaway number two, as you go through court-ordered mediation, is to take the proceedings seriously and understand that how you present yourself is going to be a direct reflection on how the mediator views you, which is very likely going to come into consideration as they make their proposal or their recommendation to the court. You want to come across as good as possible so that that recommendation is as good as possible for you in case you don't reach an agreement. Let's take a quick break. If you're navigating the twists and turns of divorce, you might be wondering, getting divorced, now what? That's actually the title of my upcoming book, designed to guide you through the challenging and emotional process of divorce. It's packed with real-life stories, expert tips, and motivational insights to empower you every step of the way. While it's not available just yet, you can join the waitlist to make sure you don't miss out. Head over to rachelkingattorney.com to sign up to be the first to get a copy and enter to win a free signed copy as soon as it releases. Arm yourself with the knowledge to move forward confidently through this challenging time. Now let's get back to the show. And the third, very important, and maybe the thing that's the most misunderstood about mediation, you want to provide a solution. The mediator is going to ask you and other parent what you want. Maybe you want week on, week off schedule. Why do you want week on, week off? Well, you're going to explain to the mediator what you want, but you're also going to explain why and how to get there. The biggest thing that people forget to do in mediation is say what they want. We all raise our concerns. Oh, dad is a horrible person. Mom is just awful and yells all the time. Okay, got it. You have these concerns, but what do you want me to do with it? In mediation, as is the same in court, you don't want to have the mediators thinking too much. You don't want them to come up with the solution. You want to provide the solution. Always provide the solution. Mom's an alcoholic. I'm really concerned about her ability to drive safely with the kids and be coherent when she is with the kids. I understand that it's really important for our children to have a relationship with mom, but I want it to be safe. I'm concerned about this because I just recently moved out of mom's house, and for the last 6 months, every night mom would consume 2 bottles of wine, oftentimes passing out on the couch, sometimes even losing control of her bowels. Therefore, solution time. Therefore, what I want is for the court, or for the mediator in this case, to have mom have supervised visitation only during the day, on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. so that I can have the kids back before mom drinks. I'd also like mom to participate in a voluntary breathalyzer before every single visitation and not consume alcohol during the time. Okay, what has this done? 1, it's raised your concern. 2, you've acknowledged the importance of mom. So you're not coming in saying, oh, I don't want mom to be involved at all. And 3, you're giving the mediator the solution. Otherwise, the mediator is there to guess and say, okay, well, there's a concern about mom's drinking, and maybe she drinks too much or maybe she doesn't. How do we solve this problem? Maybe we just say mom doesn't drink during the visits, but maybe that's not what you're comfortable with. You always want to make sure in your solution-focused presentation that you've acknowledged the importance of the other parent, that you are explaining your concerns and following that up with supporting evidence. I'm concerned that dad has a tendency to be out of control with his anger because he yells often. When I was living with him, he would get very angry, would throw things, say horrible things, whatever the case may be. Therefore, I would like the court to order dad into anger management classes, or whatever it is. You want to support it with evidence. And then lastly, you want to provide the solution. Don't have your mediator guessing about what you want or how to address the issue. Give it to them. Not only do you not want the mediator to guess, but when mediator goes back to mom and says, hey, so you have a drinking problem and we can't have that. So what do you have to say about it? Mom's going to say, I don't have a drinking problem. That is totally ridiculous. I think at this point I should get Friday through Sunday and neither one of us should drink. Okay, well, that didn't really acknowledge any of your issues. And because now both of you are on the same playing field, you both can't drink. But 2, it's the only solution that the mediator has been presented with, so they're more likely to take that solution. The bottom line is that mediation is oftentimes required. The court's going to send you there, and you have an opportunity to try and reach an agreement, or not. If you don't reach an agreement, you go to your hearing, you make your case, and the judge tells you what's going to happen. But as you go in and prepare for mediation, remember, you want to reach the agreement if you're comfortable with it, but don't if you're not. 2, you want to present yourself in a professional, serious way, taking the proceedings seriously and presenting in a way that's going to have the mediator think better of you, because ultimately, if you don't reach that agreement, the mediator is going to make a recommendation to the judge that judges mostly take. And 3, you're going to always provide the solution to the mediator. You're going to acknowledge the importance of the other parent. You're going to raise your concerns supported by evidence. There's no doubt that child custody and visitation is a very stressful part of frankly, any parent, whether you're in the relationship or you're not. Now you add in that you're no longer in a relationship, and it is probably the most argued and contentious section of the entire family law proceeding. So if you're feeling that way, it's okay. Remember that most of your kids' lives, they're going to be adults. So as you navigate child custody and visitation, focus on your relationship with your child so that when you finally find yourself free of the family law system, you have a solid relationship with your child that can carry through adulthood. So these small little steps like mediation and going in front of the court and all of it that can seem so overwhelming and do seem so overwhelming, try and take a step back, appreciate the time that you have with your child, and create the best relationship that you can. And hopefully some of these tips on mediation made it so that as you head into mediation, you're more comfortable and you end up a little bit better than you thought. If you or somebody you know has had an interesting situation with custody, visitation, mediation, in particular the mediators, I love the stories of a good mediator or a bad one at that, go ahead and reach out, follow me, and I'll talk to you soon. That wraps up another episode of Gavels Down, Voices Up. If you found value in our discussion today, please subscribe, leave a review, and share with someone who needs these insights. Your engagement helps us grow and impact more lives. I'm Rachel King, thanking you for listening and reminding you to speak up because every voice deserves to be heard.